In today's tip video, we're going to be focusing on speaking exams. So this is especially for you if you're taking an English exam. Dealing with hard questions. Now, this is something that a lot of students ask me all the time. But what happens if they ask me something and I don't really know the answer? Nightmare scenario. And unfortunately, this ain't going to make a lot of you feel better out there, but it is very likely to happen, okay? And there's one reason why this is the case. So unfortunately, we may face the situation when the examiner asks us a question and you just kind of look at the examiner. The eyes widen, the hairs on your neck start to prickle, and you get that feeling of, oh no, what am I going to say here? There's an easy way to deal with this. But why does this happen, first of all? Examiners are pushing your language skills, okay? So if they think you're doing very well in the exam, especially in Cambridge exams towards part 3 and part 4, where they're expecting you to give extended answers, you will face some probably pretty tricky questions. So the first thing, obviously, I would advise is make sure you practice this part. Make sure you practice answering questions that you've never seen before, or you're not comfortable answering, or that push your level of English. What else can you do? Well, this is why you don't really have anything to worry about. In any language and in any walk of life, there will be moments when someone asks you something and you don't really know the answer to it. So what do you do in these situations? Well, usually the one thing you don't know, like say your boss asks you something, is you usually attempt an answer. Yeah, you never say, I don't know. And in an English speaking exam, you should never use these words, I don't know, because it doesn't make you sound very intelligent or that you could be bothered doing anything. So don't say, I don't know. Never do it. Doesn't make you sound very smart, will not impress the examiners. What you can do is learn some expressions that let the examiner know that it's a hard question. Of course, the examiner is going to know this already, and that's why he's asking you this question. But what can you say to buy yourself that extra couple of seconds thinking time? Something like this. To be honest, I've never really thought about it before. However, I think, so you see you've got a sentence there which is going to buy you a couple of seconds to think. And also, however, I think, and that's what you're doing. You are attempting an answer. And you will get marks for doing this. And that is exactly what the interlocutor, the examiners, want you to do. That's a difficult question. That's you letting the examiner know, what? I would imagine that, and there's you attempting an answer. The other thing you can do is use examples to prove what you've said. So you would say, I would imagine that mobile phones in the future will be a lot smaller. They're going to have a lot more apps as well, and probably they'll be able to do a lot more things than they can do today, for example. And then you would explain what they could do. And this, before you even know it, will be quite a good answer to the question, I think you'll find. And of course, as I said earlier, make sure you practice this part of the exam, dealing with tough questions. Get your teacher or your tutor to ask you some real stonking questions that are going to take you right out of your comfort zone and get you used to thinking on the spot. Because it's a very, very useful skill for any speaking exam. If you want any more tips videos, here's one on how to learn vocabulary fast. And remember, if you like these videos, share them with all your friends who are studying English. Please remember to like them, and we'll keep the tips coming. Thanks for watching. Bye.